Hi, my name is Patricia Juarez, and I work on the non-rating resource team at the Winston-Salem Regional Office. I joined the United States Army Reserves in 1996 as a junior in high school because I wanted to follow in my dad's footsteps. My dad was a military policeman in the Army. He was a dog handler. He did so for 20 years. He loved it, and he said it was an honor to serve, so I wanted to do what he did. I graduated high school in '97. I tried a semester of college, and I had no discipline. I couldn't hack one semester. So I thought maybe it was time to go active duty. I went active duty in 1998. I met the most amazing people when I was on active duty. It was a camaraderie and a brotherhood that I think I've never found since. I left the military in 2002 because I was injured, and I went to be a military wife. And it didn't last long. I ended up divorced. I couldn't find the bond that I was looking for with my husband, with the other military spouses. I just couldn't find it. So I was lost. I was broken, I was upset. I ended up remarrying. I had 3 kids, it was great. They were great kids, great husband, but I was still lost. I went from job to job. I didn't find what I was looking for. The low point was in 2012. I almost committed suicide because I was so lost. It was my 15-year high school reunion, and I couldn't go. I worked nights at a gas station, 12 hours a week. I was embarrassed. I was so depressed. I kept telling my husband that there was no point in life because my kids couldn't look up to me. My life had been for nothing after I left the military, and I couldn't show my face to the people that I grew up with. So I became so depressed and so broken and so angry and so frustrated that my husband insisted that I go to the VA. And I kept telling him the VA is not a place for me. I got a bum knee and I'm depressed. There's people with limbs that are gone, that have PTSD, that they can't see, they can't walk. This is not for me. I'm not that bad. But that night when I said I was done with life, and my 9-year-old heard me say it. He's now 14, but at that point he was 9, and he called the ambulance to come take me because I was done. And at that point I went to the VA, and I saw the psychiatrist, and I told her that I didn't have anything to live for after the military, that I didn't know what to do with myself. She was great. I wasn't service connected. I didn't know anything about the VA. She sent me to a VSO. He got me service connected. They got me on the right track, medications, things that I needed to be human again. Once I became service connected, she sent me over to Steve Oak Rehab. I was so scared. I was like, you can't send me back to school. I don't know. I failed out of 1 semester of college. That's why I went active duty. But I met the most amazing people when I went there. I went through orientation here in Winston. I met Charles. He was so bubbly and so happy, and so we can fix everything that's wrong. We can give you a good life. We can teach you a new skill. You're gonna be productive. You're gonna make this work. I was skeptical. I was like, there's no way. There's no way you could teach me something else. There's no way I'll be good. But I went for it. I signed up for school. I went to Fort Bragg, and I met a counselor named Greg. I tell Greg every time I talk to him, which is about once a week, that he changed my life. He put me in a program that had nothing to do with being a police officer, nothing to do with running. I could do it. I wouldn't hurt all the time, and I could help people. And he was on me. Boy, was he on me. How are your grades? All the time. How are your home life doing? Do you need anything? Do you need me to do anything? And he was always there. At least once a month I heard from him. He called, he texted, he emailed. He knew I was struggling, and he was there. There was a bunch of staff changes. I ended up getting shifted to another counselor, but he still helped. I went all the way through to, I was the semester before I graduated when I got Kelvin and Jim, and I met Kim. She was the assistant VRNE officer at the time. And I told them, I said, look, I'll work for free just let me come to your office at Fort Bragg and let me sit at your front desk and tell people how you guys are changing my life. I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. My kids are proud of me again. And I was proud of myself. I graduated with a 3.95, so I was like 3 students shy of being the valedictorian. Because I wanted to make my family and I wanted to make those counselors proud of me. I wanted to show them that I could do it, even though at first I didn't believe I could do it. Greg laughed at me. He said, "I'm not gonna make you work for free, but if you want, you could sit at the front desk. We'll pay you minimum wage. You could work 20 hours a week, and all you're gonna do is help vets. You're gonna tell vets how this program changed your life." And I did it for almost a year. I just sat there. I saw probably 70 to 100 vets a day. They were getting ready to get out of the military. They were lost. They were confused, just like me. And I told them, you know, there's something that you can do. You can go to the VA. We'll teach you something new. We'll help you not feel lost. And I did that, like I said, for almost a year. And then they created a position for me as an intern. They said I did such a good job that they wanted me there full time. So Jim and Kelvin and Kim worked for weeks begging to get this position there, and it took so much, but I was so touched that they fought for me. I ended up there for 7 months. When Jim came to me and he said, "Trish, you're gonna put on a job fair." I'm like, "What? A job fair? I don't know anything about a job fair." He's like, "Well, you're gonna help me. We're gonna do this together. This job fair is only for veterans, and it's only for people that have been through voc rehab. So you get to stand there and tell your story and talk to them. And while we're there, you'll get to meet all these employers. You'll get to help you find a job as well." And going through that, I met Gwen, who was the HR director at the time for Winston-Salem, and she was so impressed with what I had done, she asked for my resume. And then 6 weeks later, I worked at Winston-Salem, and the rest is kind of history. I've been here 2.5 years. It's an honor every day to serve veterans. I feel like I make an impact on a veteran's life every day, and that's my goal every day, is to help someone not feel as lost as I felt. Some of us come back broken, some of us don't, but we don't stay broken. We get better. We use resources, we use our family, we help each other. We're a community, we're a brotherhood. We're here for each other. Don't be too afraid to get help. Don't be embarrassed. Swallow your pride. A lot of it's pride. I'm not that bad, I don't need the help that much. But that's not true. Everybody has a breaking point, and if you're at that point, you need to get help. And there's always people here for you. If you ever find yourself in a place like mine where you feel like there's no one that cares and no one can help, you can call the VA crisis line at 1-800-273-8255 and speak to someone there. The people at that line care, and they will help, and they are there for you. I'm Patricia Juarez. This is my story, and this is why I choose VA.